Falcons needed this game to stay in this because now they own the tiebreaker over everybody. They've beaten Dallas. They've beaten Seattle. They've beaten Detroit. They've beaten Carolina. So they're sitting in the catbird seat.
You got it. Quick thought on Sean Payton. To me, and I've said this before, among coaches, he leads the NFL in open outward arrogance and emotional arrogance. Belichick leads the league in smugness because he doesn't wear it on his sleeve like Sean Payton does, but he is a front-running,
Jesse.
Open. He is that guy. He's that guy, and he'll let you know about it if he calls a play that beats you.
Yeah.
You can just see it written all over his face. So it didn't surprise me that words were exchanged after Devontae runs out of bounds past him. But it didn't surprise me they would exchange words. But then for him to go complete choke sign on all the Falcons, it was aimed at Devontae.
Right.
You choked in the Super Bowl. Choke. Well, what coach in this league would do that?
None.
In response, I don't think Sean would, but he's the only one. So he's going to get, I'm pretty sure, heavily fined. You could make a case this is suspendable just because it's such a bad look.
I believe 100,000. I believe we get 100,000.
Okay, well, you're probably right. But I thought about suspension, but I'm pretty sure that there'd be no precedent for that. So, but it's a bad look for your authority figure on the field, your coach, to go choke sign on the other team during the game. And then
if he'd waited a little while longer, he could have really meant it. Because Devontae Freeman put the ball on the ground.
He did that. And then, ironically, his quarterback choked at the end of the game. So it kind of came back. What goes around comes around.
Karma.
Yeah.
Karma,
says Antonio. So I'm watching the postgame on NFL Network, and they brought up the fact that, you won't believe this, but Devontae from the locker room just tweeted, it's like 15 minutes after the game, so he's still getting dressed, that he tweeted what you showed, Aints, LOL. And then he took it down. And I thought, why would he do that? And it was such an ugly back and forth game where they just sort of one team lost a little more than the other team lost, right?
Yes.
And I thought, what grounds does he have to say Aints when it looked like his team was the Aints for a while, right? Well, that's why, because it was what Sean Payton did back to him.
Right. I didn't see that. I mean, maybe I missed it. Obviously I have the sound down, so I don't hear anything that's being said. I didn't see Sean, but I was happy.
They didn't catch it. They didn't make a big deal of it during the game.
Exactly. And so I didn't catch it because I'm looking. But I ain't really paying attention to what's on the sideline, Skip. I'm looking at the plays, looking at formation, looking at the defenses, and trying to figure out coverage and where the quarterback's going to go with the ball.
So back to your point, you said it looked like the Falcons should have run away with the game, and I got you, but that was after Kamara got concussed.
Yeah.
Because I thought the Saints had a chance to run away with the game, literally, because they have balanced up this year after we had Drew Brees on at the Super Bowl, saying we got to get back to that 2009 sort of 50-50 run pass. And they've been pretty close to 50-50. And that kid, out of nowhere, out of the third round, has been the difference-making, game-changing spirit of that team.
When the last time you mentioned Kareem Hunt?
It's a good question. We did a topic on him after about 5 games.
We had him in the Hall of Fame.
Projecting, well, is he on a Hall of Fame, path? We did it with the great Eric Dickerson, right?
Yeah. Now we might need to do one on Kamara.
Yeah. Or where is Kareem Hunt now? Like whatever happened to him. So the game turns on, and I agree with you about the Dan Quinn. I thought Dan Quinn could actually have been on the coaching hot seat with his owner because obviously after the Super Bowl collapse, and if last night was the beginning of the end, if they had collapsed off that, declined the penalty.
Yeah.
Man, I was thinking, what are you doing?
Nobody is going to kick a field goal, Skip, and the quarterback is an MVP on the other side, knowing that all they need is a field goal to beat you.
Especially when it's Sean Payton on the other side. He's not going to go for it on a half a yard.
So you want him to kick a field goal and give you 1 minute and 50 seconds to go with 2 timeouts.
Not happening.
No.
Bad look. So if Drew Brees does go down and close this deal, I thought Dan Quinn was going to be on the hot seat. But he did not close the deal. I'm going to say this again. I love Drew Brees. He's a great guy. But I'm going to be honest, maybe to a fault. He is losing some of his fastball. He is starting to decline. He's starting to erode a little bit as he approaches 39. He's going to be 39 in January, so he's edging up on 39. Tom Brady's 40, and I don't see Tom losing any of his fastball. He's still Tom Brady. I'm not sure Drew Brees is – he's not quite that guy anymore. which is why Sean Payton has gone to run the football. And they unbalanced last night after Kamara went out. So they threw it 35 times and ran it only 15 times. So they reverted kind of the bad old days.
But, Skip, they only had 52 plays. When
Well,
you
that
factor in
hurts.
the 2 sacks,
Yeah.
so 15 runs.
25 total minutes.
Yeah, I mean, you're not going to do a whole lot with the ball. I don't care. And you're not going to do a whole lot when you don't possess the ball. But I believe the days of, because for the longest time, they couldn't run the ball. Drew was carrying this team. I don't believe he can carry them like he once could. He really needs the running game. Tom Brady, I still believe Tom, even if he doesn't have a running game, he still can carry your team. Now, you don't want to subject him to taking those kind of shots because the more you throw it, the more chances the guy's going to get a chance to rush your quarterback and hit him. I just don't believe Drew can game in and game out.
He cannot.
Carry a team throwing the football 45, 50 times like he once could.
Yep. So, down to what looked like was going to be the final real play of the game, the end zone interception. To your point, Drew Brees throws it into the teeth of the Falcons zone, and he picks the receiver of Josh Hill. That's who he threw it to. That tight end, he was undrafted out of Idaho State. So he's just a guy. Nobody really knows who he is. So you're throwing it to that guy on the most crucial moment for you of the game, and you have to get it high and hard to him where nobody else can touch it except he's 6'5", that kid is. So you have to let him go up and try to win.
Either he catches it or it skids out of bounds.
Either way, whichever way. And it's underthrown, and it has not enough velocity on it.
Right. And the thing that the Jones played this so perfectly, Skip, is that a lot of times when you're in the field, you're worried about the guy getting over the top of you. So you turn and run. But Jones played it perfectly because if he tries to go too high, guess what? The tight end's going to pull up and Drew's going to drill him. So he stays level with him, knowing that where is he going to go? He's going to run out the end zone. That's incomplete. So I'm just going to slow play this. I'm going to stay shoulder to shoulder with you because if you pull up, I pull up. You keep going, you out of bounds, I'm good. And then Drew, there's nowhere to throw the ball, Skip. There's nothing in that coverage says Drew Brees, throw it here. Nothing.
Except Drew Brees thought he was about 5 years younger and thought he could get away with it because he's gotten away with a whole lot of throws in this league. But now it looks to my eye like he has to wind up a little bit more to get something on the ball.
I noticed that on the sprint option when they had to pick, when they got, as a matter of fact, it was right at the third quarter.
Where he didn't catch the snap clean?
Yeah,
and threw the touchdown?
Yeah, I
mean, he had to really, put some oomph into it?
He did, Skip. He did. I saw that.
Yeah, so that's that guy. And yet, on the other side, the guy who intercepted, Deion Jones, is becoming a
player.
Star.
He's a player.
Yeah, and I think it's cool that he was named after the original Deion Sanders, who actually put Falcons football, to me, on the map in Atlanta. Is that fair to say? Back in the early 90s, he was a show.
He was
it. Pre-Michael Vick, obviously.
Yes, he was it. I mean, he came off brash with the gold chain. He had Hammer on the sideline. They dancing. He was special. But, Drew, and if you think about it, Skip, he threw another interception against Washington. They should have lost that game.
They should have.
Washington was up with what? Up 15 points with under 4 minutes to go in the ball game, and they lose that ball game. So Drew has put them in harm's way where he normally bails them out. He's putting them in these situations, and that's very uncharacteristic of him. But I agree with you. Kamara going out in the first quarter, that changes what New Orleans wanted to do because I believe they went into that game saying we're going to run the football. We can run the football. And now we're going to be able to throw the ball. We'll dictate to the Falcons when and if we throw the football. But when he went out and the Falcons sold out to stop the run, now it's in Drew Brees' hands. You never thought you'd see the day that a team would say, Drew Brees, we want you to throw the ball. And that's what they want now.
So if Kamara bounces back out of concussion protocol, whatever, they still have a chance they could win the NFC that is wide open because of the next two teams we're about to talk about.
Well, you mentioned they play the Falcons again in a few weeks, but they lost a lot besides just Kamara. They lost Saneo Kelemete, A.J. Klein, Kenny Vaccaro, Trey Hendrickson, Ted Ginn Jr., and 4 other Saints
and
went
once
out.
again, Drew Brees blamed it on Thursday night football.
Well,
hey, let me you know what, Skip? You know what I noticed? The team that wins never have a problem playing on Thursday night.
And again, I sort of grew up in this business around the Dallas Cowboys who played every Thanksgiving Thursday. I never heard a peep about this because they loved having that little mini bye